This is the 16-inch M1 MacBook Pro. I have some incredible products here for you today. I know I said this in my last accessories video, but it's true. There's some great finds here. I'm Alex and I do down-to-earth tech reviews, sometimes. It's fair to say that it's been a love and hate relationship between me and Apple recently, but when it comes to the MacBook Pro, I have to say this is an absolute beast of a machine. I run a tech consultancy business and I do lots of content creation here on YouTube and Instagram and things like that. So I really value time. Every minute that this machine saves me means I get to create more content for you. But there are some aspects of this machine that I think can be improved even further by some top quality accessories that match the level of the MacBook Pro. Just recently, I moved into a proper studio space for my channel, which means I am moving my MacBook Pro every day between my house and the studio. And to protect what is arguably the best laptop money can buy right now, what a fitting leather sleeve this is. Let me show you. This is from a Swedish company called Walnut. I saw them on Patrick's channel, Patrick Rambles, my buddy here on YouTube, and I immediately contacted Walnut and they were very kind and sent this to me. No obligation to review and no money was exchanged, but this absolutely screams class, right? It's made of premium, of the highest quality full grain leather from Scandinavia, and as the patina develops, this will look even better as it ages, just like me. And this is the best part for me. The interior has this lovely wool felt from Germany, absolutely beautiful feel to it, extremely soft. If the MacBook could speak to me, I'm sure you'll be saying thank you to me every time I put it in the sleeve. You can use it as a pad as well underneath, which prevents scratches at the bottom. Not sure what that does from a thermal perspective, but this machine is renowned for having excellent thermal performance and controls, so I don't feel like it's getting, extra warm because of it. And because it's fully open on the side, it's really easy to charge a laptop if you want to do that. They have a folio version as well too, if you prefer a zipper style, and they have 3 different colors which are all very stylish. After spending so much on a laptop like this, right, it makes no sense to take risks. I have reviewed many other leather sleeves before, but this one is just way superior to anything I've ever tried. If you're looking for a gift idea, either for a loved one or for yourself, this is up there for me. This will impress anyone. Now, talking about high quality leather, Satechi has sent me this pad for the MacBook Pro. Well, it's for my desk really, but it's perfect for the MacBook Pro. It's an absolute delight to use. It's really, really soft, very stylish as well. They've got loads of different colors as well with this, and it just feels amazing. I wish I could explain to you how it feels, but it's just really, really soft and really malleable. They've also got this matching mouse pad, which again is the little things, right? Sometimes you spend so many hours in a day using a mouse, using a keyboard. I'm a very fidgety person, and I just love feeling good material in my surroundings. It's just really nice. They have different colors as well to go with your setup. If you prefer a different sort of color. I went with this black one, which goes really well with my desk. I really appreciate the level of detail. If you look at the stitching, there's nothing missing. It's just everything is so beautifully designed, and it's the same material on both sides. I have got some of this stuff before from just cheap ones from Amazon, and it's so thin. You don't really get. This is nice and thick. Man, boy, he's thick. Not that sort of thick. It's just beautiful. Now, whether you use your MacBook in clamshell mode or open like I do, you're likely to at some point want to connect to a monitor. I have just got the new Samsung Smart Monitor as well, which I will review soon, but I have to bring your attention to this monitor from Innocent. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is a 27-inch 4K monitor. The resolution is 3840 by 2160 at 60 Hz. I was not expecting this monitor to be this good. I knew it was good from the reviews I've watched before, but especially when you put this next to the beautiful display of the MacBook Pro, I was slightly concerned that there would be too much of a gap in difference in terms of quality. But as you can see, I have this right next to a massive window here, loads of daylight, and I have no issues with the brightness of it. It has 640 nits, and it's got this anti-glare coating as well. It's an IPS monitor, but even in these extreme conditions here, it's able to cope without any problems. I'm editing videos, photos, writing my script sometimes during the day. Absolutely no problem. Out of the box, it was super easy to put it together. The mechanism to move it feels really smooth as well once you put it together in this stand, but at the same time it feels very, very sturdy. You know, I contacted Patrick as well. He also got this monitor, and I was saying to him, my gosh, this is really, really top quality, right? And he's like, yeah. So I've got LG monitors, and I've had other Samsung and other brands as well, and I don't remember having, you know, in some aspects this level of quality. The bezels are almost not even there sometimes. You know, he's like, is he really, has he got a bezel? So you do see it now. It's very thin on the sides. On the bottom you've got this bit of a chin, but you know, it's still quite elegant for me. This is not going to be for gaming, but I was able to do it. You know, it's not impossible, but if you're looking for top performance, 133 Hertz and all of that stuff, you know, there's other monitors for that. This is geared more towards professionals that work and rely on color accuracy. They even sent a certificate, which is really nice to see. It's like a certificate of calibration out of the factory. You may want to calibrate it yourself depending on your setup. I have not measured the color profile. I don't have a color calibrator thingy, so I can't really validate those claims, but there are plenty of videos out there that did this already, and I checked them out. TLDR, it's excellent, right? It's really accurate when it comes to color. I am reviewing this monitor in a lot more detail because I am going to be using this not just with my MacBook Pro but with my tablets, so stay tuned for that. It's probably a good time actually to remind you to give this video a thumbs up, as it really, really helps the channel. And if you like this sort of stuff, it would be awesome if you subscribe to the channel. I'm here at least once a week with a new video for you. For me, buying the 16-inch MacBook Pro was a conscious decision based on the display. I did try the 14-inch M1 Pro for a while. I just like having, you know, as much real estate as possible when it comes to the screen, as I'm editing videos and doing multitasking with my other business stuff, which means I'm not using it in clamshell mode. So I don't have one of those space-saving stands that you can get. And there's definitely a good argument for that if you have one of those really good monitor setups already. For me, I love using the MacBook Pro open because of this beautiful display, but I also appreciate something that helps me with my posture from an ergonomic point of view. This is where this stand from Satechi comes in. I reviewed this stand before with my Intel MacBook Pro, and this is still an amazing stand. You know, I don't need to change it. I love how compact it is, and the best thing for me is that it goes completely flat, you know, very thin as well. You can pack it in your bag and use it in your commute or at work, at a cafe. Really versatile. And you know, with Satechi, you're getting top quality, right? All of their products almost look like they were designed by Apple themselves. The color, the material, superb really. By the way, these wallpapers that you are seeing here today are all available on my website. I'll leave a link down below for you. You get these beautiful designs, if I say so myself, and at the same time, you're supporting the channel. And I really appreciate that. Every single wallpaper that someone buys goes towards this studio, the gear that I review here for you. So I hope you appreciate that. Now, even though we got a lot more ports now with MacBook Pro, thanks Apple for giving us back the ports. If you're anything like me, there's never enough ports, right? I have two absolute gems here for you today. If I can find it. The first one is this 10-in-1 USB-C hub. Before I talk about these great specs, this little guy has an awesome feature that you don't see every day. When you open it up, you basically get an SSD enclosure. You had me a hello, right? This is definitely what caught my eye straight away, because you can add up to 8 terabytes of storage on this thing, you know, if you're minted, of course, but even just 1 or 2 terabytes, which is what I do, will go a long way in extending the storage of your MacBook Pro. Really fast transfer speeds as well. A lot of the 4K footage, high definition shots that you're watching right now were edited and color graded using this enclosure, and I barely noticed any difference in speed when it comes to editing my videos. Sure, there's plenty of benchmarks that I could show you here, but I am editing ProRes 422 footage. If you don't know what that means, it's pretty high, heavy quality stuff, right? Using this enclosure. I don't think we need benchmark numbers, you know, unless you really want to kind of get down into the detail, which I will do in a different video. You get slots for an SD and a micro SD as well, a 3.5mm audio port. There's a 2-in-1 port, which means you can use a headset as well, which is really important. I mentioned this because I know this could be really important for you. It has one USB-C and 2 USB type A ports, one running at 5 gig and one at 10 gig. You can also use the power delivery port, which is what I do to power the MacBook Pro, which means you don't need an extra power unit for this, right? You can use the same power that you use to power the laptop to power this, and then this powers the laptop and gives you all the connectivity. Acasis, I'm not sure how I pronounce this, but they packed a lot of features in this device. Awesome to see, really. You know, you get HDMI port as well that's capable of 4K 60, so it's perfect with the innocent monitor that I showed you earlier. And if you'd like to use Ethernet instead of Wi-Fi, you guessed it, there's a Gigabyte Ethernet port as well. I mean, that's just amazing, right? I just love the simplicity of it, you know, the design, you know, it fits in my hand, it's nice and compact as well. You can literally fit this in your pocket, connect your tablet as well if you want to just go to a cafe with a tablet. Fantastic. I love to see innovations and companies pushing boundaries to bring functionality, and I can't recommend this enough. There's a link in the description for you. There's a lot more to talk about when it comes to this hub, so stay tuned for my full review of it. The other gem that I've got here for you is the OWC Thunderbolt 4 hub. This hub is extremely capable. This is more geared towards, you know, daisy chaining more devices, using multiple monitors if you want to, because it is Thunderbolt 4, very capable for connecting multiple really kind of high-speed devices. If you're using it with a single display, Thunderbolt 4 supports resolutions up to 8K at 60 Hz or 4K at 120 Hz. That's, yeah, serious business here. In what I do, especially in my content creation work here on YouTube, I use lots of these SSD drives, you know, so I've got lots of heavy files sometimes to transfer between the MacBook Pro, the camera. It's just quite a lot of high intensive file transfer, so having a Thunderbolt 4 hub really helps me sometimes. From a design perspective, I love how small it is. There's, you know, I don't really like how the cable comes off the front, but it's easy enough to hide it away, and it's not really kind of causing too much of an issue. On the front, you also get a USB port, which is 10 gig. It's not a 5 gig port, it's a really super fast 10 gigs. So even that USB type A port is very capable, right? And there's not many hubs out there that will give you extra 3 Thunderbolt ports at the back. There's only 1 or 2 others out there that can do this, and yeah, which is why this is very popular. In last year when I was trying to get it, I had to wait months to get it, but now I think it's more available because the chip shortage hopefully is getting back to normal. I think you're really gonna like this playlist that I've done over here. You don't have to watch it now, you can save it to watch later. There's plenty of accessories for the MacBook Pro over here. And there's also this playlist that I've done over here with lots more gear reviews that you can binge watch whenever you want. So I hope to see you there.